have a schedule and I stick to my schedule. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I decided to do this pretty randomly, I guess spontaneously, and it kind of goes against everything that I'm going to be talking to you about today, which is how to effectively plan ahead so that you can spend less time working, more time living your life, and basically get more done in less time. So with that being said, normally I actually plan everything ahead of time, but like I said, this video is random, so we're just gonna go with it. Now, I'm gonna give you my tips in no specific order on what I do to just not get overwhelmed with as much that you have to do, because for me personally, you know, between being a real estate agent, between being a digital marketer, between managing social medias for my clients, school, because I am still in school, I am just trying to stay healthy, trying to work out, trying to keep up with my life, my home, my family. It can get very overwhelming. So there's this quote that I actually heard like a year ago in a real estate seminar, and it's, if it's not in your schedule, it doesn't exist. And I've been basically living and thriving off of that quote for like the last year. And it really, really does help me when it comes to being disciplined and sticking to my schedule, sticking to things that I said I was going to do, and staying focused. So because this video is pretty random, I'm not gonna give you these tips in any specific order on like best to worst or anything like that, but just as they come to me and what I do. So I hope these help you in some kind of way. So the first and most important thing is I have to plan everything in my planner, calendar, whatever it is that you have to use. I use both. So I personally like to use a hard copy planner. This is the Christian planner. I love this planner. I really, really love this. I got the spiral one, but you can get the bound one or whatever. But personally, I like the spiral one because I like to be able to open it and fold it over so that I can write better. But I really love this planner, and every year I buy a planner. Sometimes I buy an overload of planners. Like right now I have two. This one is just like for life, and the other one is for school, specifically just for school so that I don't miss anything. But I have to write everything down in my planner, and I have to highlight everything. I have to color code things and just be like prepared. So if you don't use a planner, you need to. There's a budget tracker in here as well. And this is like my week. So sometimes when it's this crazy and you just throw something at me randomly, and if I tell you I can't make it or I can't do it, I want you to know that I'm not trying to be funny. Sometimes I do just want to stay home and I don't want to do anything, but I have a schedule and I stick to my schedule. If I don't write it out in a hard copy, I will just throw it in my phone really quick. And I have the Google Calendar synced to my phone, my iPad, my laptop. I'm never not going to know when something's coming up because it's always popping up on one of my devices. So if I don't have it, well, I usually have it written down and in my Google Calendar because, you know, my hard copy planner does not send me a notification. So I do like to have Google Calendar synced as well so that I can know when I have stuff to do, what do I have to do. It's also linked to my my bookkeeping site, Honeybook, where people can book consultations with me and things like that. So when people are booking with me, it also goes straight to that calendar. Everything has to be somewhere or I will forget. I don't know why my memory's so bad. Honestly, truly, maybe I should start taking my fish oil. I don't know. But I will genuinely forget about something and feel so awful because I actually just forgot. But that is the most important part when it comes to planning. Now, some people can plan months at a time. I personally can only plan 1 week at a time. So when like somebody asks to book something weeks out, I will tell them to hit me back up that week. Like, obviously, you know, when I become a millionaire and things get more heavily booked, then I can start doing that. But right now, I really just have to book 1 week at a time because booking, I feel like life changes way too much to be able to book somebody 2 months in advance from now. How do I know what I'm going to be doing in 2 months? I can't book you 2 months from now. I can book you week by week, honestly, truly. I don't know. That's just me personally. Some people can do that, but I personally like to plan 1 week at a time because it's less overwhelming for me. And I feel a lot more productive knowing that I am knocking things off the list in real time than thinking, oh my God, I have something to do 2 months from now. And again, I'm probably going to forget about it. So it's going to creep up on me and I'm going to be like, oh, dang. Unless it's like a big event, like I know, you know, my cousin's 40th birthday bash is happening on a specific day of next month. That's different. But when it comes to like work, school, YouTube, I have to do it week by week. So that's another tip of mine is I plan by week. So obviously planning is the biggest tip, but let's get a little bit deeper. What am I planning? So I designate specific days of the week, since I do plan by week, to certain tasks. And I'll give you an example. So for me, on Mondays, I focus a lot of that on preparing for the week. So I do a lot on Mondays. So Mondays, I've already dedicated to being the busiest day of the week just so that I can take it easier throughout the week. I get rid of the most, stressful stuff on Monday, which would be planning things for real estate clients, planning things for content for my other clients for social media purposes. It's the day where I literally write and map out everything that I need to do for school that week and when it's due, what I need to do so that I'm not confused during the week. But I really take the time of Monday to get all of the headaches out of the way. So then comes Tuesdays, where it's kind of the same as Mondays for me, but a little less on crack. So Tuesdays are still going to be kind of a planning day, but it's usually what I couldn't get done the day before because sometimes it's a lot. And I am not one to weigh myself down because that gets very unhealthy. So if I don't finish it, then I just don't finish it. I do it the next day. But Tuesdays are usually the day where I actually start to kind of not just plan things like in writing, which is usually what Monday is, but I actually start to get them together. On Tuesdays, I may be planning YouTube content so that I can record it no later than Wednesday morning and have it edited so that I can post it. I'm trying to get myself on a schedule with my YouTube videos because last week was a bit hectic, like with my dad and just like life. I don't even know, but it was a bit hectic and I'm trying to get on a schedule of getting my videos posted for you guys, specific days, no later. And maybe even twice a week. Maybe, we'll see. But that would consist of me actually writing out my YouTube videos, and that is writing it down all the way to the point where I write down what I'm going to say, the points I'm going to touch on. I do that all in my handy dandy, and I don't want to miss a beat when I'm doing my YouTube videos. I don't want to freeze up. I don't want to be, confused on what else to talk about. I don't want my videos to be too short, and I also don't want my videos to be super long and drawn out. So that is why I plan out exactly what I'm going to talk about so that there is no gray area. YouTube, I also will usually take, if not Tuesday, but Wednesday to batch content. I have started doing that lately, so this video is not batch. Like I said, this is spontaneous, but I got some stuff in rotation that's coming up. And I highly, highly recommend to batch content. Not only do I do this for YouTube, but because Instagram for me is a content creating platform, it's what I do all day is create content. Nobody wants to sit here and think of something to post every single day. So what I do is I write out for the week what I'm going to post on every single day, and I create it all at one time, whether it just be a graphic that I can go and create on Canva, or whether it be a reel, I can record that ahead of time. Whether it be a feed post, I can know which, selfie I'm going to post. Stories are usually the only thing that are like spontaneous for me because they're very easy for me to post, and I love posting stories throughout my day, so those aren't hard at all. But mainly, I do batch a lot of reels. Now, when you're batching content, whether it's for YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, it's honestly not hard. You just have to have the time set aside. So that's why I say you're going to be doing more in less time because you have to get out of the way first. So by Tuesday, I've got YouTube videos batched, reels batched, meaning I just recorded multiple different videos. I just probably changed my clothes, maybe changed my headband or my hair. I don't know. just change something about myself so that it does look like the video is filmed a different day. When this is not an age-old secret, everybody does this, everybody knows about batching. It just makes life a lot easier, and so that you can be more consistent with posting your content and not miss a beat. So I have dedicated every Wednesday to uploading a YouTube video, so I am trying to stay consistent with that. Since I just put that out there into the air, into the atmosphere, I just told you guys that it's going to be Wednesday. I guess it has to be Wednesday now. Hello, accountability. Now, another tip that I have for planning out your weeks, aside from using your planners, using your Google Calendar, batching your content, making days very specific to what you're going to be talking about, what you're going to be posting, so that you're not lost and confused and trying to figure out what to post that day, because that is the downfall of everybody is, oh, I stopped because I just couldn't think of something to post. I'm going to give you a tip for planning that has to do with getting creative. My biggest source of creating content and planning and getting ideas all comes from social media. Like, if there's any other tip I can give you for planning, organizing, utilizing your time, being efficient, is to learn from the people who are good at it. Okay? So go on Instagram, go on TikTok, go on Pinterest and get ideas from people on how you can effectively do what you do without getting overwhelmed. So for me personally, I am in the field of influencing, the field of social media, the field of real estate, all that stuff. And a lot of it takes place on social media. So for me, I spend so much time looking at a screen or on my phone that it does get, like OD sometimes. And I don't want to do that all day, every day. So believe it or not, I actually have limits on my phone that I can't be on social media before 12 noon or past 9 p.m. I set that screen time so that I can be able to kind of clear my mind in the morning and wind down at night and not be so overwhelmed with feeling the pressure of posting. And then when it is time to post, I know that 12 o'clock is actually one of my peak times to post based on my insights on Instagram. So as soon as my limit is, up, I can get on Instagram at 12 o'clock. I'll get on there and I'll post something that I created way ahead of time. So I'm not wondering like, okay, what am I gonna post today? And then you're like so consumed with just trying to think of something to post that you never end up posting at all. Or you never end up posting until like super late at night. Nobody's even up to see your post, and then it doesn't get engagement, and now you're upset. Planning does not have to be hard. It does not have to be complicated. You do not have to be some, 7-figure entrepreneur who has to have every single time slot of the day filled. It's not that deep. It really just comes down to what makes it easier for you to breathe. I don't want to make this video too long and drawn out, but I just want the main point of this to be, if it's not in your schedule, it doesn't exist. Say it with me. If it's not in my schedule, it doesn't exist. Yeah, I like that. And you definitely still want to give yourself time to live your life, to be happy, to take a nap, to read a book, to go for a jog, whatever. Don't be like me and actually like write that into your schedule. Like at 9 a.m. I will read 10 pages of a book. At 6 a.m. I will go for a walk. Like, do that if you have to, but try to really just plan so much for the stuff that you don't always want to do, because if you're not being responsible and accountable and actually planning to do the important things, then it kind of will never get done. And for me, planning the important things does consist of working out, planning out my meals, planning out my YouTube content, planning out my Instagram content, planning my emails, doing all of that stuff ahead of time and doing it at the beginning of the week so that the rest of the week can just go by smoothly. You'll thank me later, I swear. I hope any of that helped in some kind of way. I know it was all over the place. I apologize. Depending on how this video goes, probably won't do more spontaneous content in the future, but I did just feel really compelled to make it. And if I don't do it as soon as possible, I'm either going to lose the motivation or I'm going to forget. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and whatever the bell thing does, turn on the notifications. And make sure you guys go over to my Instagram at YourRealtorRaven and give me a follow. And I will see you next time.